Welcome back to another reaction for that time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 4, episode 16.
一月ほど前、グランベルとグランドマスター結城神楽坂が接触、何らかの協定を結んだ模様。ことを起こすとすればおそらく
このルベリオスでか。グランは長年七葉の長であった。わらは以上にこの国を知り尽くしておる。厄介な。
Okay.
魔王ルミナス。いや、ルミナス様。あなたを
1700 years ago. What the fuck? We knew that he was 1,000 years ago plus. 1700 years? Which, again, what did you do in that whole time? You didn't do shit.
信じよう。その力を借りたい。私は人類を守るため、あなたはルベリオス統治のため、互いに手を組めないだろうか。
Who's that Meta guy?
「若く希望に満ちた男じゃった。それが今では見る影もない。かように年老いて。年老いて。元勇者であり七葉でもあったグランが。同志たちにはラブエナジーまで与えておった。
I even gave my love energy to all of the elders? What do you mean?
なぜ？失礼いたします。
Why does he age? Okay. Okay. So 1700 years ago, he more or less was fealty to Luminous to be able to control Luberius, whatever, better. Now, at no point, seemingly in those 1700 years, was he trying to rally the Western nations together. That was not his plan at any point, because 1700 years is a long time to do all that. He was also the head of the seven clergy. He was part of the church. He was in a very high position. He could have, if he wanted, united the Western nations. But he didn't. So why is the obsession now? First off. Second, why is he like, yeah, Demon Lord Rimuru is, he's not allowed to be alive. We need to kill him. We need to get rid of him. He's bad. And however, you were okay with Demon Lord Luminous, who is also not a human. It's a vampire type thing, right? You were okay with her, but not Rimuru? That is a little bit contradictory. So she's also saying that she gave her love energy. I would have liked to know how that works. To all the elders, and seemingly, if we take the clues together, they are not supposed to age. So if she gives her love energy, they are not supposed to age anymore. But he ages, or aged, for some reason. Which means that something is going on. She's getting there somewhat. Either someone maybe took control of him, or someone replaced him. Or maybe he did get controlled by greed. But again, he didn't really want. We don't know since when he had the feeling he needs to rally all the Western nations to fight against Rimuru. but we only know that the sentiment was there whenever Maribel was there. Now, again, that could mean that maybe greed affected him the whole time, and greed made him from the head of the clergy someone who is trying to make Luminous or Lubilius or whatever the nation was prosper into someone who actively tries to rally everyone together and defeat the demon lord. Again, greed is amplifying their greed stuff. Maybe that is the point. Maybe that is what is happening. Greed was influencing him. Maybe that is why he is also aging. But there's definitely something wrong. It could also be the influence of the Eastern nation in some way, shape, or form. May also be the influence of the elves. Elves? Were they elves? You know, the lady we had like at the beginning of the season. But yeah, something is going on. I still, from last episode, I still don't understand how putting, out of Yuki's viewpoint, how is putting Leon against Rimuru helping him getting the body, so the treasure of Luminous. Also, now that I think about it, you are trying to antagonize her, which is really stupid, because you are like, yeah, if Veldora, who could destroy the whole world, is going on a rampage, she is the one defending and potentially holding him back, and this is the person you want to antagonize? A lot of weird stuff going on.
魔王リムル陛下およびテンペストの皆様がルベリオスに到着されました。へえ、ここがルベリオスか。おお、すごい綺麗な街。ようこそ、歓迎するわ。あとは楽団員の人たちだけかしら。ああ、すぐに全員揃うと思うよ。
歴史を感じられる街ですね。
テンペストとは違うでしょ。
Last time we found out that Yuki can't really fight against Rimuru, right? At least not with weapons. Now that he has greed, maybe he's stronger. But also we have Hinata on our side. And Luminous, so I don't know.
すごい。
美味しそう。いただきます。宝石みたい。こんなお料理初めてでありんす。
どうしたの？
もうなくなっちゃった。うわ！こっちもうまそう。うるさい。
Is she not the one that told Luminous that we are here?
うるさい。リムル様。我々楽団員までこのようなもてなしをよろしいのでしょうか。それだけお前たちの演奏を楽しみにしてくれてるってことさ。ええ、期待して。
I totally did not recognize she's also here. I don't really know Shion's ability, however exactly it is working fighting wise. I know it's helping her cook or making her cooking taste good. But doesn't she have like a very special ability that is like able to change like the state of stuff or something like that?
いるわ。はい。必ずやご期待にお応えします。よく言った。その息だ。タクト。頼んだぞ。先生おやすみ。
おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。腹出して寝るんじゃないぞ。
So that is Luminous?
ないぞ。
はい。リムル様。
He is here as well? I mean, you are fucked. Again, the power scaling wise, we know, okay, Rimuru is very strong. Yuki, he has his stupid ability that he just created. We just glossed over that, I guess. But it's like, okay, if you want to fight Rimuru, you have the whole black numbers now, which is comprising of 4 primordial demons, thingies, Diablo being one of them. And you can't really fight him. The whole point of like Leon and putting him against Rimuru, Leon said that he or they had their hands full with Dawn. Because, you know, they were like, hey, we shouldn't have big fights because this could lead to another, you know, devil coming out of it. And we already have our hands full with Dawn, with Yellow. And it's like, yeah, before she got incarnated into this world, into a superior body, and then got named, and is probably like double or triple the strength, she got an upgrade. She's now a demon tier or whatever it was. So it seems like that he alone would be able to fight Leon at this point. The only person that we can assume is somewhat stronger than Rimuru at the point is Red. Because Red is like a demon lord. A real demon lord, not a title, but advanced demon, archdemon into demon lord. And maybe Milim. Milim I can see, because she's like a dragon thingy. Ramirez, we don't really know. She's not at full power. She's never at full power. So I don't know how you... And this is only one-on-one. We still have the black numbers. So here we have Gion, we have Diablo, we have Rimuru, we have Hinata, we have Luminous. And the other side has Mr. I'm an old guy that probably can't use his only ability anymore. And Yuki.
この後はどうされますか？
そうだな。そういや、ルミナスにまだ会ってないな。
Yeah, she's there.
リムル様、メイドがルームサービスはいかがかと。
お、いいね。何か温かい飲み物でも。
Why are you still playing the maid? Oh. I guess people are not supposed to know you are the goddess is Demon Lord Luminous. Okay, yeah.
もっと驚くかと思っておったのに。
何かあるかなとは予想してたし。とはいえ、メイド姿で来るのは予想外でしたが。
しかしあの邪竜を連れてこなかったことは褒めて使わすぞ。
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have a good history. And also, we can just get him if we need to.
っていうか、ひなたは？
就寝中ゆえな。
で、俺を連れてきた要件は？
これを客人のそなたに告げるかはちと迷ったのじゃが、グランベルめが何やら企んでおるようなのじゃ。
I hope you are mentioning Yuki as well, right? You could just mention, yeah, he met with Yuki. Yeah, can we do that? Can we at some point just be open about the information we have? Be like, hey, Granville is planning something. He met with Yuki, and we don't know what he wants to do. He knows the city well, and I would like to have your help if something goes wrong. Or better said, I would love to have some tactful help, not like the dragon that just would blow up the city. Again, it feels very, very weird because he was under a demon lord that is non-human, and he was fine with that, but the Rimuru is too much for some reason.
断じて阻止せねばならぬ。しかしマリアベルを失っては当面は従うふりをしつつ力を蓄えるのが流。
This is also weird. You had like 1700 years to do that, and you have still to show for it, which leads me to believe that he never tried to do that in those 1700 years.
作では臆するな。どれだけの犠牲を払おうとも人の世を滑るのは我ら人類であるべきだ。違うか。わしは最後の賭けに出る。グランベル様。わしに残された時間はもうわずかだ。我が領土は戦乱から離れた地にございます。ロッゾ一族の生き残りとして正しき歴史の観察者となりましょう。よい。
Aren't these supposed to wait? Aren't these like the clergies? Oh, 5 elders. Never mind then. Okay. Not the clergy. Okay. So one of them is like, oh, I'm too far away, so you do what you need to do, I'm gonna write it down.
構わぬのか。わしはお前たちに死ねと命じておるのだぞ。私もロッゾの一員。その心は最後まであなた様と共にありますれば。私も同じく。ではヨハン、お前はベルトを使うがよい。ギャバンと通じておった傭兵団ですか。奴らは緑の神を共振しておる。
Do you mean Ramirez?
神とは
They summoned an enormous demon whom they revered as a god. Doesn't look like Ramirez.
がめる強大な悪魔を召喚し、世界を混沌とさせるべく動いておるのだ。ベルトの悲願は戦乱の世での活躍だそうだ。死に向かう我らと利害が。
What did they do? They have summoned an enormous demon whom they revere as a god. Who? Where? Who? Green goddess? Green? Do you mean the Archdemon? The green one? You know the green Archdemon isn't she with red? Because the two mates, right? The two mates are with red. Aren't they? Rain and Misery. Cool names. My yeah, cool trivia bullshit anime. Yeah. It's a mate. Looks very similar. I can see it. They're saying green goddess, she has long hair, she has green hair. Okay, I mean, maybe far-fetched. But I assume that is what they meant. Because they summoned her, and she fucked off. I mean, she's with Red now.
大な悪魔を召喚し、世界を混沌とさせるべく動いておるのだ。ベルトの悲願は戦乱の世での活躍だそうだ。死に向かう我らと利害が一致いたしますな。
Yeah, but they still want their goddess back, right? So again, if it is the green maid, then wouldn't it make more sense to try and get to her?
では私めはせめて北方の守りにお預かりしていたあなた様の切り札をお返ししましょ
Trump card, huh?
う。ラゼルか。
So I don't believe the green guys are going to move. I don't see a point. Sure they want to be part of the big conflict, but I'm assuming they want to be part of the big conflict under their goddess and not under the random schmuck.
人間は長き時を経ることでしか成人になれぬ。魔物と違い、進化してもすぐには体が適応せぬのよ。成人となったひなた
Hello. You need sleep?
が睡眠を必要としておるのも、肉体が人であった頃のままだからじゃ。
Because she retained her human body. Oh. Even when they evolve, their bodies do not immediately adapt. So she's a saint, whatever that means. Some kind of evolution, human evolution, which probably gives her more lifespan and stuff like that. And because she did not change her body, she needs to sleep. Okay. So if her body changes, she needs at least less sleep or maybe even no sleep. The question is her body going to change or not? Is this like just a slow process?
だった頃のままだからじゃ。
Because we saw the other girl, which is most likely the hero. She looks the same. Shizu looked similar. I mean, you could argue Shizu changed body-wise because of Ifrit's influence. Granville. Okay, Granville is not a saint, so why are we talking about saints? Humans can only become saints after living a very long time. Unlike monsters, even when they evolve, their bodies do not immediately adapt. The reason Hinata needs sleep after becoming a saint is because she retained her human body. Now the problem is we then have zero comparison. We have no saint to talk about. We just, okay, she's a saint. Granville was unable to become a saint. What does... I lost my train of thought. What can we now expect? Is Hinata's body not going to change and therefore she needs to sleep? Or is her body slowly going to change? And if that is the case, in what direction? What kind of change can we expect? Because we don't have an example for a saint, right? I don't remember a saint at all. So maybe she becomes a little bit more like a vampire? Because, you know, that is maybe why? I don't know.
成人ではない。勇者の卵が帰ったものなのじゃ。
Hero's egg.
勇者の卵？
Is there a gacha system in here?
魔王種が覚醒を経て真なる魔王へ至るようなものじゃ。
つまりグランベルは真の勇者ってことか。
To be honest, for being a true hero, he sucks ass in being a hero. I mean, he lost to Luminous and was like, hey, I want to be your bitch. Not very hero-like.
ここが我らの新天地か。
素敵ねえグラン。
ああ、マリア。まさに私たちが目指す約束の地のようじゃないか。ここ西方をまとめ上げ、西と東を一つにする。そして人類が一丸となって魔王を打倒する。
So he had that idea at the very beginning. Okay. And in 1700 years he did diddly shit. Okay, cool.
全ての人々が平穏に暮らせる世界を築くのだ。
グランは本当に人が好きね。だから戦い続けられるのね。ちょっと頑固で変わり者だけど。
ラズルには負けるさ。異なる種族でありながら人類のためにここまで尽力してくれる変わり者、そういないだろう。
Without even being one, yeah, he does not look very human,
そ
huh?
うかもね。
人間のためではない。お前を信じてるからだ。
So you're like, hey, I bring all the humans together to fight all the demon lords, and I'm also going to take with me monster, I guess, or whatever he is. I also would wonder, his eyes are more purple here. I felt like his eyes were more pink
お前
nowadays.
がくれたラズルの名にかけて共に夢を果たそう。
Oh, you gave him a name. Ah, I see.
ああ、必ず成し遂げよう。誰もが平穏に暮らせる世界を。私たちの約束の地へ。
夜明けの夕
I mean, to be honest, here he seems somewhat cool, and it would be really cool if he did anything in 1700 years. But the only thing he accomplished as someone who was a hero and has a lot of control and a lot of power, he was not even able to unite the Western nations. Not even talking about the Eastern nation together. I mean, it would be different if he was able, if he succeeded in that at least. Maybe he was unable to defeat the demon lords, but he did not do anything.
勇者グラン。奴の願いは途方もないものじゃった。当時の西側諸国は今以上に混沌としておったからの。領土的野心を抱くアースクエイク、ダグリュール、ギー配下の北の悪魔。
There were demons from the north who served Guy. So these two demon lords were already there. Or better said, Guy was there. And the other dude. Because I'm assuming at that point, demon lords were... Oh no, demon lords were a thing. He did say that. Okay. So similar to the Black Numbers, I guess. A guy has an army of demons.
あの忌々しい邪竜までもが気まぐれに襲い来よる。当然わらわとも敵対しておった。それは幾度もやりおうたものよ。じゃが、グランはわらわが人との共存を望むことを理解し、約定を結ぶことを選んだ。
Okay, so that is why he wanted to work together with her. However, Rimuru, he was like, no, I don't want to work with the other demon lord that wants to coexist with humans. That Rimuru, from the very beginning, was saying that he wants to coexist with humans and nothing more, nothing less. But somehow Grun is like, yeah, no. Luminous, sure, because she's a woman, I understand. And Rimuru, if Rimuru was female, maybe he would accept.
そうしてここ西方の地は安住の地となったのよ。いくつかの集落がまとまり、国が生まれ、小国が富み、栄えて大国となった。そうした中でグランも2つの顔を持つようになったのじゃ。ルベリオスの日曜使グラン、そしてシルトロッゾの良き為政者グランベルとしてのな。
我が息子ロルフとシルトロッゾ王国のイザベラ姫の挙式は我が国で盛大に執り行いますぞ。さらなる友好と繁栄を願って乾杯。
大臣にも感謝を。式の日が待ちきれませぬ。
Oh, this is his wife, I guess. Okay. How long ago was this? Probably a long time ago.
目障りな奴らさえいなければ私がこの国を牛耳る
力を貸そうか。使え。せ
Who is that? Is that the green goddess they were talking about?
人、あるいは勇者
Is that an elf or demon?
であろうと貫けるほどの異物だ。
So he wanted to stab the hero, but stabbed the wife.
マリア様、グランベル様はどちらに？
遅れてくるそうよ。隣国での調停が長引いているんですって。今日はイザベラの晴れの舞台なのに。挙式までに間に
Excuse me? Excuse me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Law Lady Maria. So she looks like Mariabelle. I mean, literally Mariabelle,
舞台なのに。
older. Right?
挙式までに間に合うかしら。
So she wants to become a demon lord, huh?
話が違うぞ。これでは計画が。
大臣、あなたまさか。
I have to go back. She's the other hero that was taking over the place. Yeah.
本当に人が好きね。だから戦い続けられるのね。ちょっと頑固で変わり者だけど。
ラズルには。
You don't know her name, huh? I mean, yeah, this is her. Okay. So she's with the hero, but she may not be a hero. Again, she clearly looks like Mariabelle.
マリア様、助け。くそ、このままでは私は終わりだ。
護衛兵と合流してグランが来るまで持ちこたえるわ。あなたは人々の避難を。
そうだ。裏切りを知るのはこの女ただ一人。今ならば。マリア。
女を殺したのは私ではない。そこの人間だ。裏切りを知ってなお救ってくれた聖女。
Was it not supposed to be Isabella's big day? Right? Man, this is so fucking... This is Isabella's big day. There she is. It looks like she has a gown.
Don't 喋らないで、安静に。すぐにルミナス様に。
人は弱いものね、グラン。人々の平和な世界のためにあなたが皆を正しく導いて、グラン、あなたが人類を
It looks like she has differently colored eyes, but she doesn't.
グラン
Right?
あなたが人類を守るの。
私が人類を守るのだ。
I mean, I can't really say anything about the guy that stabbed her. He could have just run away. There was no real reason to risk anything because it was clear that you are not going to instantly kill her. So running away would have probably been the smartest idea. Just run away, hide, be somewhere else.
聖女マリアを失ってグランベルは表舞台から姿を消した。裏から国々に
Wait. I assumed it was his marriage. But it was his marriage. No, my son Rolf, the Princess Isabella of Saint Rosso. Oh, Isabella is his daughter, is it? Huh? Man, why do they all look fucking the same? Right? Am I the only one? Because Rolf looks like Gran, and this woman looks like Maria. Why they all look the fucking same? Where's Rolf in all of this? Where might Lord Granville be? Okay. Granville name slime fucking garbage here. What the fuck is this? Really? Granville Rosso. Also known as Granville Rosso. So he wants to stab Granville. This is the marriage of Isabella. I'm guessing his son or whatever. Where's fucking Rolf? This is why this is so confusing, because we got introduced to another character, Rolf, but he's not here. It's his wedding. It's his fucking wedding. Where the fuck is he? Why does it have to do with Gran? Why do we wait for him? It doesn't really matter, does it? And everything here happened, and Rolf was not able to... Whatever. So he disappeared because Maria died. I'm guessing Maria was a wife. Was not really explained as well. Sure, whatever. Doesn't matter. Not really. We also have zero idea when this happened. How many years ago was this? 1,000 years, 500 years, 100 years? Any? Are we supposed to remember when they on the side mentioned the wife died? Are we supposed to remember that? For a character that, quite honestly, is fucking not interesting. Granville is not interesting. He was not doing anything while Maria Bell was doing a lot of shit. And she was there for like 50, not even 10 years. And she did more than he did in those 10 years she was here.
ていた東の帝国に対抗すべくドワーフと手を組み、東の商人と通じて内情を探らせたのも奴じゃ。グランベルは一人でこれをずっと続けておったのよ。
So he's responsible for more or less for the Federation where they all come together, but they are not together. You did not connect them under one banner. They are all still their own countries. We had a fucking war between the humans recently because they are not together. What? You failed. You fucking failed. I don't know what you did and how much time went past because the show does not want to tell me times because flashing a time on the screen is far too much work, I guess, for nothing. You accomplished nothing. Maria Bell, in her 10 years, accomplished more than you did in your 1,000+ years, which is, it's a shame.
本当に伝説的な人物なんだな、グランベルってのは。
それに奴は強いぞ。
He's not. If he was so strong, why is he gone? This is the part I find so fucking awful. You had Maria Bell. Maria Bell was very good at using her greed, which you knew about, and she was able to manipulate a lot of people, and you could have stood at her side and helped her. You could have been the hero coming back. You could have united all the Western nations, and you could have fought against Rimuru, which is supposedly what you wanted. But no, you waited behind the scenes. You did absolutely nothing in those years where Maria Bell was acting, and she died. And you were like, oh, she died. Not doing anything. And now, oh, he's also strong. Oh, he's so strong. Oh no, he was not even able to touch you, but he's so strong. He's not strong. Don't try to make him any bigger than he is. You showed him to be more or less not part of the story, and now you want to make him part of the story for some reason.
旧来の魔王連中よりもな。
Clearly not, because he was unable to defeat you with the help of the other two.
もしかしてひなたよりも？
No. Hinata was able to go toe-to-toe with Rimuru. So Hinata also has her ability with the 7 slashes and you dead. So she clearly is better.
じゃ。だからこの場にひなたを呼ばなんだ。
And again, another reason why it would have been a lot more useful if you were together with Maria Bell. But it's not even that he was a little bit behind her, supporting her. He did nothing.
それほどまでと。
しかし今になって不穏な動きを見せるとは、やはりマリアベルの死が原因でしょうか。
敵討ちでもする気か？
いや、そんなに単純だとは思えない。何か狙いがあるんだろう。
狙いか。それはおそらく。動機に関しては心当たりがある。
Okay, are we going to explain?
勇気神楽坂。
Okay.
あやつがグランと何らかの協定を結んだようじゃ。
はあ、勇気。またあいつか。
リムルよ。
Yeah, how about you get rid of
おそらくお主
him?
もあやつらの狙いの一つであろう。
だろうな。いい加減、あいつとの決着をつける時だ。
とはいえ、我がルベリオスの守りは鉄壁じゃ。わらわとしては、 何事もなく3日後の演奏会を楽しめればそれでよい。あれが霊峰リオラ山脈。そしてここが町の中心地よ。
僕たちくらいの子供も働いてるんだね。
学校とかないのかな。
ええ、このルベリオスは神の名のもとに平等で、誰もが平穏に暮らせるように管理された国なのよ。
Everyone is equal under God? Really? So, hey, you are like 5 years old? Go work. Into the mines. Everyone is equal. You can be as strong as a 30-year-old. Let's go.
管理なんだか水槽の中で飼われてるお魚さんみたい。
この町の人たちは自分たちだけでは生きられないのね。誰かに守ってもらわなければこの生活を守ることもできないみたい。
そんなことにならないよう私たちが努力しているのよ。私はね、この世界で誰かの役に立ちたいと思った。ルベリオスではそれができる。そう信じているわ。
そうか。
でも私なら一緒に頑張りたいな。誰か一人だけに頑張ってもらうんじゃなくて。
I don't really remember, but I know that Shizu and Hinata, they work together, right? Wasn't Hinata like being taught by Shizu? Was that the Shizu was here for a long time, Hinata came, learned from her, that is why their styles are very similar, right?
レオお兄ちゃん。待て、待つんだ、クロエ。
Why do we have that flashback?
ダメだ、そっちは。
So, I mean, the idea was that Leon may be reincarnated. Because again, we know from very early on that he's searching for someone by reincarnating people. We didn't know before why or who he's searching for. Now we know he's searching for Chloe. Which is also interesting because, again, he's searching for a long time, but Chloe is only here for like 2 years or so. But he was already searching like 10, 20, even longer, I believe, before. So there's some kind of time lag between when he arrived here and when Chloe arrived.
クロエ。
If that is even the same Chloe. They may just look the same, have the same name.
こちらの世界に転移したはずだ。わかるんだ。なのにどこにもいない。こんなにも君を探しているのに。
To be honest, I don't even know if the show ever said that he was reincarnated. Until now. But it always felt like he was. Because he's like a human that became a demon lord. Meanwhile, all the other ones are like some kind of demons.
失礼します。至急報告が。原初の悪魔ジョーヌの姿が消失したと。
まさかジョーヌの冥界門が
This looks like a projection.
何者かに破壊されるなど信じられんな。奴は遊びで核撃魔法を打ち込むようなイカれた悪魔だぞ。それが突然。
Yeah, and guess what? She's upgraded. So have fun.
がこの目で確かめた。ジョー
But I saw it with my own eyes. Which we all saw it just now.
確かめた。ジョーヌは確かに消えたのだ。
一体何があった？扉が消えたことで精神世界へ戻った。そんな都合の良い話が。
報告します。現在テンペストにかくまわれている子供たちがルベリオスにて売り渡される模様。
I see. Okay, so that is what Yuki is going to do. He's going to bring Leon to Lubelius because of this rumor that Yuki disseminated. Okay, I see how he's then going to use that. Sure, okay. Problem, he did not know. Yuki had no idea that Rimuru would go to Lubelius until he had that idea. Right? I mean, unless he's just using the rumor and Leon is then going to Tempest. But apart from that, Yuki definitely did not know that Rimuru would go to Lubelius. It could be a coincidence. But nonetheless, that would have, normally this would have prompted Leon to go to Tempest and start a conflict with Rimuru, because Rimuru would be in Tempest, and it would not have helped Yuki in his quest in Lubelius. The only reason why this would help is if Leon goes to Lubelius, because Rimuru is in Lubelius, which Yuki did not know at that point. At least that is how the anime was showing it to us.
魔王リムルが魔王ルミナスと密約を交わしたようです。
報告者を監視させろ。何者かと通じているか、操られている可能性が。
You know what the worst part is? In this one scene, Leon is 1,000 times better than Gran. Very smart guy. He's like, you know, he's not trusting anyone. He has his 2 aides at his side, and it seems like those are the ones he trusts. But everyone else is untrustworthy. And he's like, keep this man in your sight. See if he is working for someone, if he's being controlled. Naturally, he's still going to listen to the info he got, and he's going to probably send someone to look around and find out if that is really the case. But he's not going to take it at face value.
私とリムルを争わせて利を得ようとする者がいるのだろう。一体何者が？少なくとも私が異世界の子供を集めていると知っているものだ。ケルベロスか、異世界人の召喚に関わる者か。ここで動けば何者かの策謀に乗るのと同じこと。
And granted, to be honest, wouldn't it make sense for him to just make contact with Rimuru and be like, hey, are you going to sell the children to Lubelius? And if that is the case, would it not be possible for you to get in a contract with me? Now, naturally, we know that Rimuru is not really that positive to Leon, because Leon summoned Shizu and put Ifrit in Shizu, and you know. But still, I feel like before doing any kind of conflict, it makes the most sense to do it this way. You could also get into contract with Luminous and be like, hey, I heard you are about to take in the children. Would you be willing to make a contract with me so I get those children? Also possible, because he has no problem, as far as I know, with Luminous.
陛下、我らは皆あなた様の忠実なる騎士。お望みのままどのような命令にも従いましょう。
さよう。もっとわがままになってください。
お前たち、ジョーヌが消えたのは行幸か。ケーラの言葉を受け取ろう。留守は任せた。お供します。好きにしろ。
報告が入ったよ。魔王レオンが動いたそうだ。
I hope there's not going to be a conflict between Leon and Rimuru for no reason. because that would be just awful writing. The whole scene is just like coincidences stacked on top of each other. For some reason, there's no real good setup here to explain how this all happened. We did not hear that Yuki has like background information that Rimuru is going to Lubelius, because then it would have made more sense. So I don't see the reason to have that conflict. And if he then sees Chloe and he's like, you know, trying to take her, that he's hopefully going to try to be diplomatic about this. Because essentially, let's say he finds Chloe, he sees Chloe, he's like, oh, Chloe, I missed you so much. And Chloe's like, who the fuck are you? I mean, tough luck, you can't, she doesn't know you. I mean, she's here, she's alive, and you then find out she is not being sold to Lubelius, so no problem, right? There's no reason to have a conflict.
やっぱり探していたのは本当にクロエだろうね。
これで魔王レオンの目的はほぼ確。
I guess Chloe really was the one he was looking for, huh? Leon doesn't know that Chloe is there. Last time he wanted to send someone to find out if Chloe is there, or the real names, but nothing in this episode told us that he found out the names. Because if he found out those names, I assume he would have been already on the move. So...
は本当にクロエだろうね。
これで魔王レオンの目的はほぼ確定。
だとしても、私たちが流した情報を鵜呑みにしているとは思えないわ。ケルベロスは確実に疑われていますわよ。
問題ないさ。責任はすべて商品の仕入れ先に押し付けるつもりだからね。
仕入れ先っちゅうと、
ロッツォ一族ですわね。
その通り。何にせよ、これで魔王レオンを計画に巻き込めた。魔王レオンとリムルさんが衝突すれば、ルベリオスはさらに混乱する。僕らはその
Which, again, that feels like a really stupid idea. Because we are in Lubelius. These two are going to be in a standoff. Leon is like, how dare you try to sell the children? Rimuru is like, I'm not trying to sell the children. Luminous is like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we have a little bit of tea. You know, we have a tea with some cookies, done. Because we can then have a conversation because we are like, you know, part of Octagram. And working together. Normally. Or at least we try.
レオンとリムルさんが衝突すれば、ルベリオスはさらに混乱する。僕らはその隙に
魔王ルミナスの秘宝を手に入れる。
ああ、あのグランベルが決戦兵器とまで断言していた代物だ。何としても手に入れたい。というわけで、今回は僕もサポートに入るよ。
信用してくれないのですか？
なんや傷つきましたわ。
まさか、念には念をさ。中心になって動くのは君たちだよ。お願いしたいこともあるしね。特にティア。
任せてや。
西で最後の大仕事やな。
あのじいさんも最後にいい仕事を回してくれたもんだ。
小僧め、くだらぬ野望を抱きよって。無論魔王リムルは撃つとも、魔王レオンも魔王ルミナスもな。魔王たちの脅威から人類を守護してきた。
You did nothing. Shut the fuck up. I've long protected humanity from the threats. Yeah, no, you did nothing. The only one that protected humanity would be Luminous. You did absolutely dog shit.
お前が人の欲の犠牲となり、殺された後もだ。マリア。
How did Maria Bell was like his granddaughter, right? So I guess this is his way to transfer his consciousness into someone else.
わしから奪うだけのこんな世界など滅んでしまえばよいのだ。
What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? He just used some ability to revive her? Does he also have something like greed as an ability? Something big? And if he was able to do that, why didn't he do that earlier? Sure. I don't know. Now, granted, I may be wrong on some of these points because, quite frankly, I can't be asked to try and keep up with stuff if the show doesn't want to fully explain stuff like timing. She died. When did she die? Probably was told to us like very early on, sometime in a sentence next. But the problem is we then had the whole Maria Bell storyline, the Yuki storyline, and now we are supposed to remember something that we got told before those two storylines, if at all being told. For something you could have just put in the show. You could have just been like, you know, hey, I then were like, I'm trying to control everything. Bam, 500 AD or whatever. Now they're also like, oh yeah, he's stronger than Hinata. Is he really? If he was that strong, why didn't he act whenever Rimuru was there as an enemy? Now we have the whole conflict between Leon and Rimuru and Luminous that I'm only hoping this is going to fizzle out into not really a conflict. And Yuki is the one that is going to be caught off guard by nothing happening really. Because I don't really like the idea of them fighting each other for no real reason. Because he's sending someone to follow this guy because he doesn't believe that the rumors are true. So he's then he is on the way. I don't know where he's going. It would make the most sense to go to Tempest. Unless again, Yuki didn't know that Rimuru would go to Tempest, to Lubelius, fuck me shit name. So disseminating that rumor is just sending Leon to Tempest or Lubelius. Now I would go to Tempest because I heard that Rimuru is in some kind of contact with Luminous and wants to sell the children. But the story is being like, yeah, he's going to Lubelius for some reason. Even though the children, from what we know, are not there. At least there's a part. Give me, in the story, in the anime, give me a sentence. It's one fucking sentence where these characters, instead of having the whole John bullshit demon lord, who cares? Who cares that he knows Yellow? Who cares that he believes, oh, she's gone or whatever? No one fucking cares. No one fucking cares. Give me instead a sentence, hey, we checked out, Chloe is one of the children, and Rimuru is bringing the children to Lubelius. It's a simple thing. And then you could have also told us, hey, Yuki found out that Rimuru is going to Lubelius. And so we can use the rumor. We know that both of them knows where Rimuru is. We know that there's some credence to the rumor. Easy. But we don't get that. We don't get any of that. Last episode, we had the whole, oh yeah, Leon wants the children, but we don't really know why. So, and Yuki's like, yeah, we can use that. We can use that to put Leon against Rimuru, because if they are in a conflict for some reason, Yuki was like, this is going to help me in Lubelius, which did not make any sense at that point, because he didn't know that Rimuru would go to Lubelius. It would have just been nice to give us an update of the information that these characters have. Or are we just supposed to assume that all the information we have, everyone else also has? Because if that is the case, okay, we can continue that way. So if we find something out that Rimuru knows, that means that all the other ones also know, if it is spoken out naturally. Not if if our AI is telling us, not that. Because then we can continue. However, there's going to be a situation where one side knows information that the other side does not know, and then we have a problem, because then we cannot assume they all know the same information. As an example, Leon is on the way. Yuki knows Leon is on the way. Rimuru and Luminous should also know he's on the way. But they probably don't. But then it's the question, how does Leon know the Children? Does he know that it's Chloe? Does he know they are in Lubelius? Because the rumor was only that Rimuru has a contract with Luminous to sell the Children, which also was a pretty stupid rumor, but sure. I'm positive in the novel this was done better, where information was, you knew more what information the different factions had. So all these moves made a lot more sense because you could follow their knowledge. But here it's very hard to follow. The only thing we know is that in Lubelius we are going to have Rimuru with the children, Shion, Diablos. Those were the ones, right? We have Luminous with Hinata, and Leon with one knight. The other one supposedly stood back. And we have Yuki with his entourage. Now, theoretically, Rimuru and Luminous are on the same side. Leon, he could be an idiot. He could be... This episode showed me that he's not an idiot. He's able to be rational. He's able to take a second to think about it, see behind the veil a little bit. But next episode, I feel like either he's going to stay the same character, and this conflict is not going to be this big fight against all the demon lords, but more like a conversation, discussion. So Yuki's idea is going to fizzle out, which would be anticlimactic, but would fit the characters better. Or he's going to be irrational and be a fucking idiot and just attack Rimuru and Luminous, and Yuki's plan is going to be fine. Which would be more, I would say, entertaining action-wise, but would not really make much sense for the characters, in my opinion. So